What's going on, guys? Bengal King here, coming back at you with another video. And before we hop into things, I just want to say the support has been incredible on the channel recently. You guys have been hitting the subscribe button at literally record paces. I've never seen such growth on my channel before and such great views. And of course, you guys are all to thank for that. So I really appreciate you. And every year, my best video or my most viewed videos revolve around the Cleveland Browns. Now, that's going to change this year probably, as the Browns have gone from 0 to hero in quite a quick amount of time. Now, of course, we haven't seen this actual team play for the Browns, but on paper, at least, take that for what you will, their roster looks incredible. Now, this is a realistic rebuild, as you can tell from the title. We're going to take a very realistic approach to things. But then again, you look at what the Browns have done over the past couple years, and you say, that's not, like, traditionally realistic. They brought in Kareem Hunt. They brought in Odell Beckham Jr. They brought in Olivier Vernon. They've made trades and crazy draft picks, and they've gotten immense steals in the draft. In Antonio Callaway, we'll see how he develops. In Greedy Williams this past year. I mean, in Mac Wilson in the 5th round. The Browns just have been playing Madden, essentially, the past couple years. And I think they're finally in a position where they can really, really compete. Now, Freddie Kitchens does look like he lives in a soup kitchen, maybe. That's where his last name comes from. He looks homeless. He really doesn't even look sad. But Freddie, this isn't the old Browns. It's not the pit of despair. It's not a factory of sadness anymore. This Browns team can actually compete for a playoff spot. And who knows after that? So we'll take a look at the lineup. A couple things before we start as well. I know I've been thanking you guys for the support, but it really doesn't even begin to get into things because on Patreon, you guys have been so supportive. Some of you guys that actually want to be involved in the franchise, whether you want to be in the draft classes and you're donating on Patreon, that's been incredible. Link to that's in the description. You guys have been using code Bengal on SeatGeek to save yourself $20 whenever you buy tickets for anything. So, I mean, you guys have just been killing it all over the place, as this roster has been. I mean, look at the running back situation. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, Duke Johnson's gone, and I'm probably going to start Nick Chubb. Kareem Hunt suspended for the first bit of the season, and Duke Johnson just really doesn't have a place on the team. We got Odell Beckham Jr., man. I'm a Giants fan, so that really hurt a lot. Many of you have probably seen my reaction to that on this channel. If not, I wouldn't even bother. It's just sad to watch. Jarvis Landry, we got Rashard Higgins, who could be poised for a breakout year. I talked briefly about Antonio Callaway, who was really, really good at Florida when he was staying on the field and out of trouble. The offensive line is a different story. So, no left tackle, really. Greg Robinson's a bust in the NFL at this point. We'll see if he can turn his career around. They traded their best offensive lineman, arguably. And now, I might lean towards Joel Bitonio, but Kevin Zeitler was a beast. And now, Austin Corbett, the second-round pick out of Nevada, to actually pair with Joel Bitonio, who went there as well, is now on this team. Chris Hubbard as well. We got to improve the offensive line. I think we'll be able to do that. Now, I don't really know what we're going to do realistically to acquire a new tackle before the season starts. Maybe sign one out of free agency. We've got David Njoku. Why am I blanking on his name? Seth DeValve. It's not Damian Harris. It's Demetrius Harris. Thank you. Defensively, got Demarius Randall, who was terrible on the Packers because he was a safety, and he was a great safety at Arizona State. And then the Packers are like, we're going to play him at cornerback because that's what we do. Not great. Eric Murray, Sheldrick Redwine out of Miami. He was a captain on that defense too, so maybe a little bit of leadership in this locker room for a younger guy eventually. Christian Kirksey, Ray Armstrong, Joe Schobert, Pro Bowl linebacker, and Jannard Avery, who kind of came out of nowhere. Sione Takitaki is a pretty high overall draft pick by the Browns. When I say high overall, I mean like not overall in the draft, excuse me, but like 70 overall is not bad for a rookie at all. Morgan Burnett is now a starting safety on this team, which seems insane because he used to be really, really good. Terrence Mitchell, we've got Denzel Ward, TJ Carey. I'm going to tell you right now, Greedy Williams is going to play, and he's going to play a lot, and he's actually going to start. I need that star plus development to really play well for me. And of course, the defensive line is insane. Myles Garrett is incredible. Sheldon Richardson is now on this team. Who could forget the beast out of Charlotte, Larry Ogunjobi, and Olivier Vernon? This team is just so good. We'll have to see if they can live up to it. So, don't really plan on making too many moves. Duke Johnson's a trade candidate in real life, so I do think I'm going to try and get rid of him. Maybe that's for like a second or third round pick. Other than that, probably not going to change all that much, and we're just kind of going to get through the season, see how players develop, and meet you guys at the offseason. Hopefully this is a Super Bowl caliber team. Now, they win the Super Bowl pretty much every year in simulation, but now that I'm actually taking control of the team, I guarantee you it's not even close to good. I'm going to try to trade with the Bills, maybe get their second-round pick here. I think Duke Johnson for a 2 isn't the worst thing in the world. I'll maybe even give him a little bit more value since that's not going to go straight through. We'll give him a 4 to go with Duke Johnson, and that trade is accepted. I don't think that's too egregious. They need a running back. They've got a lot of age in that running back room. Frank Gore, LaShawn McCoy are a combined, 66, 67 years old. But yeah, that's the team for season number 1. Not going to make too many trades, and we'll just simulate to the midseason mark, see how this team's getting along. So, loss to the Patriots in Week 8, not my favorite, but we are 5-2, currently sitting atop of the AFC North. Excellent. And I also will say, with these realistic rebuilds, we get to see actual draft prospects. Now, I don't want to hate on anyone too badly, right? But the draft classes to choose from on the actual file share are horrendous. Now, one of them, for example, the most downloaded draft class on the Madden PS4 roster share has like 8 players who are real, only 1 running back, and they didn't even spell his name right. They had Travis Etienne, and they didn't even come close to spelling his name right, so I decided to make my own. Now, it's not perfect. I haven't had a ton of time, but I've gone through and I've made a lot of players, and all the quarterbacks are real, from Derek King all the way up to Tua Tagovailoa. A lot of the running backs are real. More will be added across the course of the year. So you guys can definitely use this class if you want. Make this the most downloaded one on PS4. In my expert opinion, I will say, this is by far the best class because they're actual players to choose from. Like, the real players. And the way to do that is either download it from the Madden share. Very, very simple. It pops up in community files. And right now, it's quickly becoming one of the most downloaded draft classes. This one from Chris, no offense to you, Chris, if you're watching, it's garbage. Go back to the drawing board. This one from Influence THC must have been under the influence of THC because he was high as fuck when he made this because it's garbage. Mine, pretty good. Not perfect. We're going to see how this season goes. Of course, the college football season hasn't even started, but just download 2020 NFL Draft Bengal and load it up in there, and I think you're going to have a really good time with it. I put in a lot of effort, and I think it shows with just the number of players that are in here from you guys to choose from. It's fun. There are some superstar X-Factor players. There are a lot of different players to choose from. Some positions are weaker, so like I only have 5 real tight ends, and like some of the rounds aren't great, but there are steals in the draft as well. So I think it's a fun draft class. I think you guys are going to enjoy it, and yeah, so let me know what you think. So Kareem Hunt, by the way, is an impending free agent. He's only on a 1-year deal. And do I want to bring him back? It's a good question. Because we have Nick Chubb, who has superstar development, who is very, very good. And I honestly think I'm going to try and carry both of them, as Nick Chubb even gets +1 speed to go with his +1 trucking. We're going to turn on auto-progress players for these. But, like, I just feel like a 2-headed monster in the running back, in the backfield, I should say, would be really, really good. Demarius Randall's an impending free agent. I want to bring him back. I definitely want to bring back Joe Schobert. I think I want to bring back J.C. Treader. Seth DeValve is a good backup tight end. We can make decisions about guys like Rashard Higgins later down the line. I'm not exactly in a hurry to bring him back, but I think these top 5 guys, burgers and fries, that's not an ad, but I already have a lot of them in this video. Might as well continue. People also complain about the ads sometimes. You're watching an ad every 10 minutes, opposed to a 10-minute video with 3 ads in there every 3 or 4 minutes. Like, give me a break, dude. Come on. So I'm not gonna do anything with Seth DeValve right now. But J.C. Treader wants more salary. We got Joe Schobert back. Demarius Randall wants more salary, and Kareem Hunt returns. Everyone always wants more salary. How about you just want the team to win? Do me a favor. But we're 5-2. I think we're going to make the playoffs pretty easily. The reason I'm only simulating 1 week here is so I can get some more XP after a nice win. The Bills are 6-2. Okay. But so I can use some more Coach XP and get defensive line training boost active to get that defensive line developing a little bit more quickly. But now I am going to simulate to the playoffs. Hopefully we make it. I'd love a first-round bye. I'd love success all the way through. I think this is going to be the easiest rebuild I'm ever going to have to do, but I'm going to have fun. I hope you guys are as well. So it is a playoff team, 11-5 for the Cleveland Browns. Can you believe it? Steelers go 4-12, Bengals 7-9, Ravens go 8-8, and we'll check out the stats here as Baker Mayfield, pretty good year. I don't know why it's middle of the pack in the NFL. That's a fantastic year. 4,100 yards, 30 touchdowns, only 8 interceptions. Rushing, Nick Chubb was fantastic, but guess what? So was Kareem Hunt. What a backup. Basically split carries. That's why I didn't want to get rid of Kareem Hunt. And he had 17 touchdowns, 12 for Nick Chubb. Pretty good. Odell Beckham Jr. came as advertised. 1,000 yards receiving, 7 touchdowns. Jarvis Landry was great. Except he's averaging a lot more yards per reception than usual in his career. 9 touchdowns for him, though. David Njoku was excellent from that tight end spot. Antonio Callaway was a beautiful number 3. Demetrius Harris even got pretty involved as well. So maybe we let Seth DeValve go. Only 5 catches. Not really too impactful. Offensive line was all right, to be honest, but Chris Hubbard and Greg Robinson need to be upgraded. Joe Schobert led the team in tackles with 115. Larry Ogunjobi, the beast from Charlotte, with 18 tackles for loss. And the pressure got in consistently. 17.5 from Myles Garrett, 14 from OV, 7.5 from Sheldon Richardson. The defense played insanely well. Demarius Randall, 3 picks. I definitely want to bring him back, so I got to offer him more salary. Only 2 forced fumbles on the team. Mac Wilson had 1 of them. Also blocked a kick. There you go, Mac. And then any defensive touchdowns? No, but that's okay. We had the 5th best offense in the NFL. A lot of that was due to the running backs, but Baker was incredible. And we had a great defense, 13th in the NFL, as Andrew Luck wins MVP of the 12-4 Indianapolis Colts. No Baker Mayfield in there. I'm crushed. AFC Offense Player of the Year is Andrew Luck. Baker Mayfield in there at number 6. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Darius Leonard. No Browns. Marquise Brown is there. Hollywood at number 1 wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year is Ed Oliver. Greedy came in at number 2, but is up to a 78 overall. Let's go ahead and check out the new overalls of this team. See how the team looks. So, pretty solid, honestly. Odell's up to a 97. Nick Chubb's up to an 87, quickly catching Kareem Hunt. Baker Mayfield up to an 88. Jarvis Landry is up to an 87. The offensive line is moving together really, really nicely. I definitely don't want to replace Corbett, but Hubbard and Robinson may have to go. Defensively, Demarius Randall's up to an 87. Joe Schobert's improving nicely. I'd love for Jannard Avery to have a better development trait. Might look to upgrade upon Christian Kirksey at some point, maybe even Morgan Burnett as well. Corners are fantastic, of course. Denzel Ward up to a 90. Greedy Williams up to a 78. Defensive line, fantastic. Did Larry Ogunjobi get star development, or did he have that? I guess he maybe already had it. I don't know why I feel like both of them didn't. I guess they all did. Or maybe Olivier Vernon. Olivier Vernon only had normal. I don't know. Something looked weird, but Myles Garrett up to an insane overall. Superstar X Factor's great. Jurassic Miles, but we've got some Coach XP. I would like to spend that before going into the playoffs here. And as you guys know, not a whole lot of gameplay in this series. If you guys do want to see gameplay, however terrible it ends up being, of course, that is available in the Dolphins franchise on my channel. Another series you guys have shown a ton of support on. But let's go ahead and simulate past the Chiefs. This will be a couple seasons, so we don't really have to spend too much time here in the playoffs, as we will hopefully beat the Indianapolis Colts to advance to the conference championship, and we do. So now, the Cleveland Browns in 2019 match up against the New England Patriots in the conference championship. We got to go up to Gillette Stadium. We'll see if we can get the job done to advance to the Super Bowl, and the Browns are victorious. And who meets them in the Super Bowl but the Washington Redskins? Unbelievable. That really is. We're an 82 overall to their 78. How are the Redskins so good? All right, if the Redskins are in the Super Bowl this year, I will be more than surprised. But hey, you never know. All right, let's see what happens here. Cleveland up to an early 7-0 lead is the word I'm looking for, but Washington answers fairly quickly. But a touchdown before the half makes things 24-17. The Redskins answer with a touchdown of their own, and now it's getting a little bit out of hand. Washington not going down so easy, but it does not matter. It is 41-24 in favor of the Cleveland Browns. And we're going to go ahead and hop in for this celebration here in year one. Oh, no! Went for the user pick. I want the easy reads even in franchise. Even in the rebuilds, I mean. We're getting a lot of them in the Miami Dolphins franchise. If you guys don't know, my catchphrase is easy reads when I read the quarterback and pick off the ball with my user. And then I name a children's book. It's quite quirky. I'm so cool. Not really sure why the Redskins are calling timeouts. I don't know what they expect is going to happen. But I don't think you guys can win this. I don't know if there's enough time with no timeouts down. 41-24. 11 seconds to go in the last quarter. I don't know why it bothered me so much that I said last quarter. But, I mean, this is going to be the last quarter. But it's the fourth, obviously. 7 seconds to go. And a great sack comes in. Christian Kirksey ices the game. And now I'm saying the impossible. The Cleveland Browns are Super Bowl champions. Go on, Volt needs a new pair of pants. Some of you will get that. And even you might, Volt, if you're watching this. But yeah, the Brownies win the Super Bowl here over the Washington Redskins. That's how you know it's Madden. But no, that was a really good game, man. Browns played well, got the job done. Alex Smith can't believe it. And I can't even believe I'm seeing Alex Smith. I feel like his career is probably over after that vicious leg injury. And the Redskins drafting Dwayne Haskins and trading for Case Keenum, no? Well, you turned injuries off, so I guess that's what happens. But do we not get to see a celebration at the podium? I want to see Baker hoisting up the Lombardi. I guess it's not an option. A little bit lackluster in my opinion, but I guess we're going to move on to the offseason and then year two. Okay, so it's going to be important to bring back Demarius Randall. It really will be. J.C. Treader, he has star development. He's 29 years old. His morale's going up. He is regressing, but only slightly. So I think we're going to try and hold on to him. But maybe a shorter deal. 5 years is a little bit too much for my liking. I might just give him more money over 3, and hopefully he accepts. And J.C. Treader is returning to Cleveland. I really don't need to bring him back. What is he asking for? 3 a year to be a third-string tight end? That's so tough. I don't think I can. And Demarius Randall re-signs as well. So, I think I'm going to let... What does Rashard Higgins want? 3 a year? I could give you that over 4. You're 25 to your 29, 4-year deal. Up the salary very slightly. Under 3 a year. You're the 4th-string wide receiver, but that's fine. Anthony Weddle as well. It was a really good player in Detroit. Jalen Strong, we don't really need. I think I'm going to let the rest walk, and we'll figure it out in free agency. We should have some money, actually. Not a ton, but enough. So 13.3 mil. We all know how John Dorsey loves to just spend money. And I don't really feel like bringing in Kendall Fuller. Miles Jack could be a big addition to this team. Could play outside linebacker for us. Joe Tooney as well, if we wanted to slide Joel Bitonio over to left tackle, which actually wouldn't be the worst idea. Cody Whitehair is there. Former center. Jason Peters is a veteran tackle. Might not be the worst move. He is 38. Basically, our options are Jason Peters at left tackle or Joe Tooney at left guard and kick Joel Bitonio out. What kind of money do you want? 9 a year? I really can't do that. And people are going to be like, you can't do that for Joe Tooney. He's 27, but then you'll give that to Jason Peters for 1 year. And the answer is, yeah, actually I will do that because it's a 1-year deal. He's 38. He's going to retire or not be on the team. And this money goes away next year. Now I can draft a tackle, but still have a good one for the next season. So if Jason Peters accepts, I think we're going to be in a good spot. And he does. So the team gets a little bit better. We lose Greg Robinson. We upgrade significantly, even if it's just a rental in Jason Peters. Would still look for an upgrade at right tackle, but I want to focus on the defensive side of the ball. Need a better safety than Morgan Burnett. He is 31 and regressing very, very heavily. And I feel like the linebacker core is pretty good. I could kick Mac Wilson outside to right outside linebacker, might go up a little bit. But I think we're gonna be golden, actually. Maybe even Sheldrick Redwine plays some strong safety, but I think that's gonna be a position I look to draft. So we're not exactly gonna have the highest pick here in the first round. We pick last as we won the Super Bowl. Hopefully most of you know how that works. But I always know there are new people watching these videos that like don't even really know about football, which is interesting. I always find those comments really unique. But the Dolphins pick #1 overall, and they select, I'll show you guys some of the first round. They go Tua Tagovailoa out of Alabama. I guess you guys are going to see some of the overalls here. I'll show you like the top 5. As the Jets go Derek Brown out of Auburn. Steelers go Chase Young. Get some edge help because Bud Dupree has not been that. Bryce Hall goes to the Vikings out of Virginia. And then the Cardinals take Trayvon Diggs, brother of Stephon Diggs, to round out the top 5. I will see you guys at pick 32. All right, well, that's kind of a no-brainer. Xavier McKinney's here as well. But I absolutely am going to take Isaiah Simmons out of Clemson. Really, really good safety. Almost a hybrid player. I don't know if you guys can tell, but he is huge. 6'4", 231, fast and strong with some incredible top 3 skills. I got to go Isaiah Simmons, and he is 77 overall with pretty good development. 90 speed, 78 zone coverage, 87 tackle, 91 hit power, 77 block shed. Now, I'm going to try to make it super unique from realistic rebuild to realistic rebuild so you guys don't see the same players over and over again, because if I always take the superstar or superstar X Factor players that I know are there, I think it's going to get pretty stale pretty quickly. But really good upgrade to strong safety. That's going to be someone that can start right away as we pick here late in the second round. This was the it's a Giants pick that was swapped with, I think. Could go wide receiver. There are a bunch of really good receivers still here. Obviously, we don't really need a quarterback, but I'd still like to upgrade at one of the tackle spots. Now, there are some really, really good options here. I think the best option will be a real player. I'm not going to be taking fake players if I can help it. But Prince Tega Winogo out of Auburn is going to be the pick for me. He's a 75 overall, only normal development, but I think he's going to be a good upgrade at right tackle. Someone that, once again, can come in and start right away. We pick now in just a few spots at number 32. And I tried to scale the overalls accordingly as well to the rest of what Madden 20 is doing. And it might not be the worst idea to replace Rashard Higgins, who we did bring him back. Maybe a linebacker, Joe Bachi out of Michigan State. We could do that. Josh Uche's here. Let's go with Joe Bachi out of Michigan State. We'll bring him in. And he is a 68 overall with normal development. Also, it's glitched. Obviously, he's not the best player in the class. Number 0 is basically number 1, but with the draft class editor, it is a little bit screwy. So, clearly 68 is not the best player in the class. We've seen higher even for me right now. KJ Hill is still available. Yeah, we are running out of players that actually exist. There are a lot of receivers, like Donovan Peoples-Jones is real, Tyler Johnson. I don't really want to take a receiver, though. I feel like we're really fine at that position. So, where could we upgrade? Cornerback? Anyone still real there? No. Probably need to add some more corners. Even though I had like 11, they're flying off the board. So maybe look to add some more cornerbacks in the next update of this draft class. I guess maybe we'll go with a receiver. Let's go Tyler Johnson out of Minnesota. He'll be a special teamer. And hidden development. Not too bad. Some of the ones are auto-generated. I didn't bother to change. But let's go ahead and go to the 5th round. Going to be slim pickings there for actual prospects, but that's what I'd like to take. These guys clearly not first-round players, so glitched as well. But no real safeties left, no real corners. The 5th round is getting slim here for the defenders. It really is. Anyone real? No. I mean, it is pretty late, but I mean, there's pretty much no one left. No receivers at this point. A little bit unfortunate. No halfbacks. There are some quarterbacks. So I guess we'll take a backup quarterback. Let's go with Derek King out of Houston. Really a great athlete. Seriously undersized for the position at 5'11", 195. And he's got hidden development. I didn't know that, even though I made the class, obviously. When you go to edit the player, like, you're editing a prospect that's already there. So he would have already had that development, even though he's not going to play. Made sure to give him some pretty good athletic ability, and I think he's dabbled with wide receiver, so I even gave him some like bare bones catching stats. But Derek King in the 5th round is gonna be our last pick, and I'm gonna simulate to the end of the draft. So this is the Cleveland Browns draft class, as Isaiah Simmons is our marquee player. Prince Tega Winogo is a very, very good pick as well out of Auburn. Joe Beckham, Tyler Johnson, Derek King, and the rest do not exist, unfortunately. But they will eventually. There's a lot of time left to add more players into the class, especially later round guys. But they're kind of hard to project at the moment. So Tega Winogo is going to move to right tackle. He's a monster, 6'7", 311 pounds. And should be a beast on the offensive line for us, as that has been very much upgraded over this offseason. Bringing in Jason Peters, who is not going to play right tackle. Let's relax here. He's going to retire, though, and then maybe Winogo will take over the left tackle duties. Corbett will go up. Odell's up to a 99 overall. I might need to sign a third-string running back. I didn't really think about that. And Joe Beckham, good backup middle linebacker. We've got Isaiah Simmons starting at strong safety. Team looks really, really fun. Can't wait to see how they progress. And let's go ahead and advance to week 1. And I am going to sign a backup running back at a free agency. Not sure how much money we're going to have. It's not going to be a whole lot here. Definitely not you. Who do I want here? Mike Davis out of South Carolina. Bring Carlos Hyde back. Let's bring in Fear Amir. Amir Abdullah. Welcome to the Cleveland Browns. We are 7-0 up to week 9. Of course, per usual, I have not forced to win anything, but I don't know why. I always say it. I'm like, I don't know why I feel the need to even show it. But some killer wins here. 56-5 over the Steelers. We got multiple 50-point games. 3 over 40. Of course, the only forced win home is the bye week, and that's just by default. I wish it didn't say that, though. Let's go ahead and check out how the team is performing. Of course, the CPU is upgrading. There might be some skill points here from the previous week, but I guess morale is impacting overall. So Odell's not actually a 99. He is a 97. Defensively, Isaiah Simmons up to a 77 overall. 3 skill points. He got 3 last week, or is the CPU not doing their job? We'll auto-progress it. Why not? Tyler Johnson playing a lot. He is 4? Okay. Myles Garrett is an impending free agent. There are some big names on this list, man. Of course, the beast out of Charlotte, Larry Ogunjobi. OV, Jason Peters, I don't think we're going to bring back. David Njoku, but Myles Garrett. He wants a lot. It's not that much in the grand scheme of things for the position, but it's a lot of money in total. It's going to be 100 mil. I might even stretch that out over 7. And I'm going to have to up the salary. So 13.8 per year. Myles Garrett returns. That's huge. David Njoku's hair in the game. I need to have a conversation with somebody at EA about this. Dustin, if you're watching this video, equipment guru, what is up with David Njoku's hair? It looks like he's wearing a toupee. This is not going to work for me. We'll get it over. Some of these players aren't really asking for as much as they usually do. Larry Ogunjobi returns. I'm going to hold tight on Jason Peters and Olivier Vernon. OV is great, don't get me wrong, but he is going to be regressing. He probably started last season, to be honest. It might not show me because it's from the previous season, but it's going to be a yikes to see what his overall might end up being. But let's go ahead and simulate to the playoffs. I think this is a no-brainer that we're going to make them, unless we have some type of incredible fall off from 7-0. But if we go undefeated, I might lose it. From winless a few seasons ago with the Browns to now undefeated potentially. 42-21 was the final of week 17. So no L so far. It's possible that we went undefeated. 16-0! Oh my goodness. I couldn't even do that when I tried to in the 16-0 video. The Browns are OP. Oh my god. Undefeated? Was any game even particularly close? With the Titans, yes. With the Redskins, yes. Super Bowl rematch. The Eagles put up a good fight. The Bengals made it a 7-point game. We beat the Jaguars by 1. A field goal over the Bengals. Barely beat the Ravens. I feel like, and this is so weird, but I feel like all the bad teams put up the best fights. And the good teams in general, like, got crushed. Colts were in there. Count Texans-ish. I don't know, man. Let's go ahead and check out the stats. Undefeated. Well, that's going in the title, probably, I guess. Baker Mayfield was incredible. 31 touchdowns to only 2 interceptions, 4,300 yards rushing. Kareem Hunt, I guess, got most of the workload, and I guess for good reason. His yardage was almost patriotic. 1776 would have been nicer, but 17 touchdowns. Nick Chubb, 642 yards, 16 touchdowns. Kareem Hunt averaged 6 yards per carry on almost 300 attempts. That's disgusting. 1 fumble between our 2 running backs, essentially. Amir Abdullah fumbled, whatever. Receiving, Odell, 1,000 yards on 83 catches, 11 TDs. A lot of yards in here. Not a whole ton of touchdowns, but not bad at all. Defensively, tackles are way down. Hopefully that means more turnovers forced. OV had the most tackles for loss. He almost had 10 sacks, but 9.5 will settle. 14 for Myles Garrett. Interceptions, 2 for Joe Schobert. Not a whole ton of picks. Nothing crazy for anybody. Forced fumbles, 2 for Christian Kirksey, who we're keeping around. And then touchdowns, none. We had the best offense in the NFL and the best defense in the NFL. When it doesn't show a number, it means it's the same as the offense. As Matt Ryan was MVP, but not Kareem Hunt or Baker Mayfield, who finished at 3 and 7 respectively. AFC Offensive Player of the Year is Kareem Hunt. You don't really see kickers winning Offensive Player of the Year very often, but Baker Mayfield at number 4. Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Jack, who we almost brought in but decided against it. We couldn't really have the money. As Tua wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. Any Browns? Derek King at 7. I don't know when he would have played, but okay. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Troy Dye. No, bro. Isaiah Simmons at number 8. I was hoping for more from him, but I guess a lot of players to outperform on this Browns team. It's maybe a little bit tough to stand out. I don't mind that, though. This is the team. We'll upgrade them a little bit. And things are looking really, really nice. I'd love for Baker to get Superstar X Factor, but I guess it doesn't really matter all that much at this point. Linebackers are coming together. Isaiah Simmons, of course. Spoiler, he has Superstar X Factor. What's his ability? Reinforcement? Pretty cool. So, obviously, a first-round bye. And we got to get by the Bills. Might hop in and play some of these games because that could be fun. But hopefully the Bills don't give us a problem as we advance through 42-6. Yeah, they didn't stand a chance. But now it's the Chargers in the AFC Conference Championship to advance to the Super Bowl in back-to-back years. And the Chargers won, and they killed the undefeated season. We go 16-0 to lose to the Chargers. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Oh, no. That's so annoying. They won by a field goal. Oh, what were these stats looking like? Baker was fantastic. Phillip Rivers threw for 350 on our defense, though. That's less than fantastic. We didn't decide to hand the ball off really at all. 14 times the entire game? Njoku led the way offensively. I mean, what was my defense doing? Who had the interception? Demarius Randall? Wow. I can't even believe that. That was the undefeated season. Now I have to put a question mark in the title. I hate that. I guess it's time for the offseason. So much for, I'll play some of the games so we can go undefeated. And the Chargers relocated, I guess, mid-game. Because as you can see in the top left, they're not the Chargers anymore. They're the Redwoods? That looks like a tree, maybe, in an R. I don't know. They relocate every time. Olivier Vernon's 30. His morale +2, but he's regressing. What do you want per year? 9.5. All right. I'll up it to 9.8. And hopefully you return for 2 years. Not interested in signing? Franchise tag is 17.6. You got to be kidding me. I'm going to bring back Britton Colquitt. Morgan Burnett's down to a 66. Oh my God. Terrence Mitchell can probably go unless you want like 2 a year. 3. I can do 3. 2-year deal. Stretch out the money a little bit. And he also doesn't want to sign. We lose the Super Bowl 1 year and now you're out. Britton Colquitt. He'll want to be back for a 1-year deal. Test out free agency. Why? What's the franchise tag? 4. All right. We're going to have to be... I mean, do I bring back Demetrius Harris? I feel like I kind of have to. But we're going to have to be aggressive in free agency. He's 30. I can't. He's regressing. I hate regression. Oh, we actually have money. 41.3, and I don't have a left tackle. And here's Trent Williams. That feels like a match made in heaven. The Dolphins are trying to bring back Olivier Vernon. What do I have at cornerback? It only shows me the top 2. I think I do need a third. Pierre Desir, maybe? That could be big. I don't know why I feel like he was on the Browns before. I don't think he was. I think that's a different guy with an interesting name. Who is the big-bodied receiver, or not, corner that the Browns had? That's like Haitian. Why am I forgetting his name? Okay, no, Pierre Desir was in the Browns. I'm not being crazy, but I'm thinking of somebody else as well. 2016 draft, maybe? So Pierre Desir is also Haitian. It sounds like I'm just describing Pierre Desir. I promise you I'm not. I'm thinking of somebody else. I can probably lower this a lot more. Who am I thinking of? Annoying. I have no idea. I have figured it out. Stanley Jean-Baptiste. Now, he was with the Saints, so I was a little bit mistaken, but that's the player who I was thinking of, even though I perfectly described Pierre Desir. Ooh, Kareem Hunt up to superstar development. I like that. Did Demarius Randall always have superstar? I don't think so, right? Yeah, he got superstar development. Hey, big time plays. All right, so a pretty good free agent class for us. We didn't get Derek Barnett, who I really wanted, but Trent Williams is going to come in and fill a big hole at left tackle, nice veteran option, and Pierre Desir, another nice veteran option, going to come in and be a nice third corner. I don't want to necessarily call him a nickel, but he could play in that role. Maybe Demarius Randall comes down, maybe Isaiah Simmons comes down. Could use a backup strong safety. Might look to draft one. And the offensive line is now incredible. Another backup tight end, maybe. Backup running back could be in the draft. And we need edge help pretty badly. I haven't looked at all at the scouting, but there's no 2021 class in the game, so we'll just have that auto-gen. Ryan Kerrigan is in free agency. I could sign him to a one-year deal. Another veteran option. He's 79 overall, so not great. But I could give him 1 year, 99 total points. If he chooses to sign, great. I saw Calais Campbell is in here. He doesn't really fit the scheme at all. None of these guys really do. So I guess I just prefer to draft one and see what we can do. It's kind of a hole, but we'll figure it out. Always do. Kerrigan rejects. All right. We'll have to draft one. Good to see a lot of great edge rushers available at right outside linebacker. That's cool. Left outside linebacker, great as well. Dion Langham out of Buffalo. Are you my Khalil Mack? There are a bunch of great defensive ends that fit the 4-3. We're going to be fine. Pick at 30th, though. Maybe I'll move up for an edge rusher. Who knows? It is time for the draft. All right, Vikings own the #1 overall pick. I'm going to pause real quick. Now I'm going to see where these players that I want fall in the draft. So Langham's a top 10 guy. We could make a big move up. Richie Griffin's at 21. I am going to make a big move up. Might trade up to number 7, depending on if Langham's still available. Oh, there goes Dion Langham, 77 overall. That is a big miss, but wasn't willing to trade up to number 5. Kobe Underwood, 78 overall out of Notre Dame. He looks like a beast. 78 overall. What is up with these high draft picks? 78's pretty good this year. Nice. I was going to trade up with the Steelers. I'm like, I'm not going to trade in the same division. And they take a 66 overall tight end. Nice. All right, trading number 30 overall this year and a first-round pick next year. Probably going to be around 30 or even lower. For number 17 overall from the Rams. Very similar trade to the one that the Saints made. Same spot as well to move up for Marcus Davenport. That will put us on the clock and available to take Richie Griffin out of Fresno State. Now, there have been some misses on Fresno State players in the past. There have also been some major hits. Won't say who's who, but Devontae Adams is a hit that comes to mind. But Richie Griffin is a 71 overall. Now, he is ranked at number 27 in the class, so not terrible, but normal dev, he's not great. Late second round here. Do I have anyone on my board? Eli Peppers out of Southern Arkansas looks pretty good. I know there was a defensive end who looked really solid later. Do I have him on my draft board? I do not. So he probably got drafted. Guess we just go with the player that looks the best. Eli Peppers out of Southern Arkansas. 6'6", 67 overall. 91 speed. I mean, he looks pretty good beyond route running. He's going to be a backup nonetheless. So, not the worst. And I said I needed depth at strong safety and at running back. So, Probably do that here with these next 2 picks. We have a lot of picks. Let's go Cassius Burnett. Looks to be pretty good. 67 overall. It's a good pick. We got him 30 spots after he should have gone in terms of true talent. He's just not very good either, so he'll be a rotational player as well. So the rest of the draft was fairly uneventful, just filling positions with ridiculously low overall players. That's all I can say for that. I might just like cut and look for other options. Hold on a second. Tyler Johnson's up to a 75 overall. Where are you playing? Are you slot or something? Is he returning kicks? I don't know where he's getting all this XP from. I really don't. But good for him. That's a way better backup tight end. We're gonna bring in Jared Cook. We have a lot of money, so we can bring in veterans and try and win a Super Bowl here in year 3, and what likely will be the final year. TJ Yeldon is gonna fit the same bill as well. Be a good 3rd string running back. Could use better backups as well. Jaleel Adai is not exactly going to be that. Let's bring in the veteran Eric Weddle. Former monster. Dude, he was so good in San Diego for the Chargers. And I don't think he ever was on the LA Chargers. I think he moved to the Ravens prior to their moving. And then went to the Rams. And now he's a Cleveland Brown. So this is the team for the 3rd and final season. Overall, looks really, really good. 86 overall, of course. A bunch of really, really insanely talented players. And also Chad Thomas. I don't think that's going to work. I guess, I mean, Griffin's going to play over you. Myles Garrett's the left end now. We got Sione Takitaki taking the place over Christian Kirksey, who has started to regress a lot. I didn't even notice that. Joe Bachie. So, Sione Takitaki, you start now. 95 offense, 85 defense. We'll see if the offense can carry the defense and carry the team. And hopefully I will see you guys back in the Super Bowl. That'd be fantastic. So I simulated it directly to the playoffs, and I hope I don't see that we didn't make it. We did make it. We went 11-4-1. Not quite as good as last year, but Baker Mayfield elevated his game as we finished with the best offense in the NFL and the 8th defense. Baker was unbelievable. 4,600 yards, 41 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. Are you kidding me? Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb were fantastic as well. Receiving, Odell had 1,200 yards. David Njoku had 13 touchdowns, 87 catches for him. Absolutely balling. Offensive line was just a wall. Joe Schobert led the team in tackles with 118. Tackles for loss would be Jurassic Miles with 12. Sacks, 9 for Myles Garrett. Interceptions, 2 for Randall. Again, not a whole ton of picks for anybody, but that's cool. As Pierre Desir forced a couple of fumbles. Any defensive touchdowns? No, but if Baker Mayfield did not win MVP, I am going to be mad. Goes to Patrick Mahomes. Baker's been cheated. He's number 2, though. And I assume we'll see Kareem Hunt somewhere in here. Baker Mayfield at 2 for Offensive Player of the Year. Tua Tagovailoa at number 6. No Kareem Hunt. Defensive Player of the Year is Denzel Perriman. Okay. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Bernard Black of the Redwoods. I hate that I just said that. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year, Richie Griffin at number 4. So we do have some upgrade points for guys that don't really matter as much. That's just the reality. They matter less than everyone else on the team. And we'll advance to the divisional, where we will take on the 9-7 Baltimore Ravens, a divisional matchup in the playoffs in the divisional. Love to see it, as this is the new and improved team. Baker is up to a 96 overall. You can effectively say at this point he's probably the best quarterback in the NFL. Patrick Mahomes right up there as well. I guess kind of forgot about him for a moment. Defensively, Myles Garrett is unreal. Denzel Ward is quietly having an incredible rebuild. Isaiah Simmons not really progressing as quickly as I would have liked. I know he's an 84, that is really good. I was just hoping he'd be like 86 maybe. And I'd be like, oh, okay. It's amazing what 2 overall points will do. Let's go ahead and simulate. I think we're going to beat the Ravens and advance the conference championship, and we do. And we're going to hop into this game. So it's a rematch from last year's AFC championship, but it's also not. They're an 83 overall because the Chargers are like, you know what sounds cooler than a Charger? Like either like a really strong, powerful, fast horse or a lightning bolt. That's, Charger can be either one of those. How about a tree? So we are here at First Energy in Cleveland, Ohio. Real barn burner, as it's 10-6 Browns here. 17-6 Browns as we are approaching halftime. 24-6. The blowout is ensuing, but the Chargers are not going down without a fight, and they've made it a game. It is now 31-21. Chargers answer with a field goal, score a touchdown. It is 31-31, and we're going to jump in the game. Very important 3rd and 1. I don't really want to do an RPO, man. Just run a classic. Let's run a power. Good blocks. And Kareem Hunt takes a big hit, but I think he got the first down. It's going to be 1st and 10. Fresh set of downs. A score effectively ends the game. No mistakes. Come on, Bengal. Don't screw up. Play action. That's open. Baker fits it into David Njoku. This is all Madden, so, I mean, I could make a mistake just like the next guy or any one of us, but it's going to be the 2-minute warning. I'm hoping not to make any mistakes and just end this game. Oh, Baker's got some wheels, dude. He had some giddy up to him. We're going to slide and not get killed. So we couldn't find the end zone. I called a jet sweep to the tight end on 3rd down and short. It was not effective. But at least we get to see the defense. I am a way bigger fan of defense than offense in real life. So I'm defensive minded, at least with football. So let's see what the defense can do. Hopefully stop the Chargers or the Redwoods. Sounds so ridiculous, but from scoring even 3 points, let's shut them down. Oh, they're taking a shot. We're cooked. Oh my God, the pass is incomplete. Oh, what? How did you get so burned? Oh my God, that was almost a disaster. Dude, my secondary is getting destroyed. Thank God these have been incomplete passes. Pressure's in there. Down goes the quarterback. It's the beast out of Charlotte, Larry Ogunjobi. We're going to back up here, sitting in cover 3 on 4th and 18. Game on the line. That's got to be a pick. What are you doing? Greedy! He didn't move. Oh my God. You fool. You greedy? Really? That's the least greedy person I've ever seen. Thank God Myles Garrett is enraged. We're going to send heat here. That's the game. Oh my God. They didn't use their timeouts. Dude, that game nearly gave me a heart attack. Greedy's just like, oh, to the ball. Put your hands up. So we did get our revenge, though. And we've got the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. They're going to upgrade Eugene Sampson. That's going to be the difference in the game. Super Bowl, Tampa Bay. We're headed to Raymond James Stadium. 89 overall against 89 overall. Let's bring the Brownies another one. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Shout out to Meatloaf. So Dallas answers an early Cleveland field goal, and that seems to be all we can get right now, field goals, before we finally score a touchdown. 13-7 headed into the half. 16-7 now. 24-7. This game might be in the books. We're going to hop in for the 4th quarter. The Cowboys are threatening to score here. They're about to be in the red zone. I might flip this. And nope. I'm in a deep zone. Isaiah Simmons. Someone go at me. Dak's got all day, and then he doesn't. Jannard Avery gets there, takes him down. And it's going to be 4th and long. They almost have no choice but to go for it. I'm going to use Isaiah Simmons. Let's see what we can do with him. Maybe I'll get torched over the top. Maybe I don't. They're going to go one-on-one. I'm going to switch on to Greedy this time. Get him off the field. It's going to be a touchdown to Amari Cooper. And Dallas not out of this one just yet. Oh, Kareem Hunt up the middle. Showing off a little bit of the power. Dallas calls a timeout, but I'm feeling like this is all she wrote. I know y'all want to see this Baker Mayfield, Odell Beckham Jr. combo. They're not letting me do it. Yannick Ngakoue is in the Cowboys now. That's interesting. 3rd and 16. I am throwing the ball still. I just got to find a way to get Odell the ball. I'll throw him a jump ball. We're up by 2 touchdowns. I'm not really too worried. That's pressure in there pretty quick, honestly. Now, I know what you're thinking, Bengal. Don't even risk it. Why would you go for it? Like, why would I do anything? Why would I keep throwing the ball? These are legitimate questions, but because why? Who cares? I want Odell Beckham Jr. One-on-one. Oh, Odell actually cooked him. Oh, my Lord. Byron Murphy, you're not your name. Byron Murphy is a Washington CB that got drafted by the Cardinals at the top of the second round, not Byron Jones, a UConn CB/safety that got drafted by the Cowboys in the first round a couple years ago, that owns the record for the longest broad jump ever, where he broke that at the combine of his draft year. And we're up 33-14. That's the game. Odell's a monster. He burned him. The throw actually wasn't there, but what a catch. Is Dak really trying to run right now? It's amazing that that's completed. Oh, Garrett gets there again. Bye, Dak. Ball's loose. Eric Weddle forces the fumble. Greedy finally gets his hands on the football. About time. And it secures the game. Not that it was ever in doubt, but 33-14 is your final as the Cleveland Browns are once again Super Bowl champions. They're OP. They're really, really strong in Madden Sim. Really, really strong. We did make them a lot better, obviously, but they're really strong. I mean, we won the Super Bowl year one with doing nothing, so it is what it is. Guys, that's pretty much going to do it for this video. I guess they don't celebrate on the podium anymore. A little bit disappointing. But the confetti falls from the middle of the screen somehow. That makes sense. That is going to be your game. That's going to be your rebuild video. Like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Make sure to check out SeatGeek. Use code Bengal. And Patreon supporters, I love you a lot. I love you a long time. Take it easy.